Okay, this will be the last one, and then we're gonna clock out for today. This will be the last time you'll see me in this white tank top T-shirt. I'm just busting these out for you guys. Please let me know if you guys are liking the universe. Let me know down in the comment section down below, and like it up. And please share, 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 and turn those notifications up so you know the next time I post a video. But last part, we ended off with the Black Panther movie. But before we go into this next movie that's in the Marvel slot, if you want more context in this whole entire Marvel universe, go ahead and watch back part 1 through part 5 of I Created My Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then meet us in phase 2 of part 1 through part 4 in this video. Is it part 4 or is it part 5? I'll double check right now. But we start off the phase 2, which is titled Aftermath, as you can see, with the Avengers 3, which leads to X-Men 3, then the Avengers and the X-Men. Then it goes into the Mighty Thor, which goes into Spider-Man 3, which goes into the Uncanny X-Men. And then the last video, we ended off with the Black Panther Rise of Wakanda, which is now leads us to this movie at the start of this video, the Fantastic Four. This movie would take us to a scientist experimenting on parts from Ultron bots. Dr. Reed Richards works under General Ross, aka the Red Hulk, to re-engineer Ultron's matrix. But Ross is actually using Reed to learn how Ultron works, so he can build Ultron into a governmental weapon. Reed's research leads him into vibranium, which leads him into studying deep space. Because if Panther's metal came from space at a certain point in time of how the stars are made, how the stars are aligned, then maybe he can find other things instead. Reed recruits a team of astronauts, a shuttle pilot, Johnny Storm, his close friend, Ben Grimm, a space engineer, and Dr. Sue Storm, Johnny's older sister. Reed and Sue grow closer during this space mission throughout the movie, and a relationship foundation. Johnny and Ben learn to deal with each other and also grow a brotherhood throughout the movie. During their final days of the mission, Reed Richards searches for any strange rocks or metals which they discover something strange, but not metal or tech, cosmic energy, which attacks their shuttle, driving them back to Earth. The cosmic energy gives them powers, stretching abilities for Reed, invisibility for Sue, as well as making invisible force fields, fire manipulation for Johnny, which also helps him fly, and turns Ben into an Hulk like rock monster. As they wake up and learn of their new abilities that Reed sees to be a curse, the team realize what Ross's actual plan is. Reed and others take it in their hands to stop him, using their new abilities versus the Red Hulk. Ross would dominate them at first, but the four learn how to work together, trusting their new family bond. Reed figures out a way to cure Ross from the Red Hulk form, defeating him. They expose him to the public, which Ross is arrested and sent to the raft. Movie ends with the public crowning a new superhero team, the Fantastic Four. Post-credit scene shows Ross at the raft, meeting Dr. Octopus. They form a deal. You help me get out of here, I help you get revenge on Spider-Man, Ross says to Doc Ock. End credit scene. Doctor Doom visits Reed Richards in his lab while the lights are off. Doom, don't be alarmed, Dr. Richards. We have a common enemy, and they are a threat to our very existence. Tell me, what do you know about Wakanda? And that is where we're going to end with the Fantastic Four movie, which is going to lead us to the next movie in the phase, Spider-Man 4. Movie follows Miles Morales getting used to his role at getting used to his role as a Spider-Man. Him graduating from high school and getting ready for a career in biotech. gaining many scholarships from not only American schools, but from other countries like Wakanda and Latveria. Peter, still living with his roommate, Flint Marko, still Spider Man, but considering passing the role to Miles due to him being more consistent with everything in his life. Peter also met a new love interest in this movie called Gwen Stacy, who's also in biotech working at a company called ObsCorp. A new villain will arise called Kraven the Hunter, a zoologist turned animal like super soldier, returning to his home state, New York, after hearing about other animal like beings like the Spider Man and the Rhino. He settles he settles hunting the Spider Man due to Rhino being locked up and not worth the hunt. Hunt Kraven draws out the Spider Man by attacking people, but not killing them. The first fight, Kraven nearly kills Peter, but Miles saves him using his mutant electrical powers, causing Kraven to flee. Throughout the movie, Kraven watches and studies them. Miles grows more problems, not being able to catch a job and friends moving away. Gwen figures out Peter is Spider Man, but struggles to understand why he continues to sacrifice more of himself for others after all he's been through. All of this leading to a fight between Kraven versus Miles and Peter. Kraven is more prepared for Miles' powers, setting different traps and even releasing the Rhino and Dr. Octopus with the help of Ross, who escapes on his own. He also captures Flint Marko and traps him into a sand collider to motivate the heroes to possibly kill him. Before the Spider-Man fall, a red symbiote enters the brawl, revealing it to be Eddie Brock, aka Carnage. Peter is not okay with this, but the three heroes team up to take out Kraven, Doc Ock, and Rhino. By the end, by the end of the movie, Miles holds back from killing Kraven, but Carnage does not. Brock impales him and brutally murders Rhino, causing Flint to fall to his death in the sand collider. Peter and Miles escape, saving Doc Ock and returning him to the raft. Carnage escapes laughing in the night. The movie ends with Peter working things out with Gwen Stacy, mourning the loss of their friend, Flint. Miles moves in, taking a job at a food factory. The post-credit scene. Miles finds a letter in the mailbox, a personal letter from King T'Challa himself. If you want to know who you really are, you would accept Wakanda's invitation, not only to work in biotechnology, but to return home. End credit scene. Carnage is seen looking at his reflection. Eddie reveals his face and laughs naturally, revealing he's in full control of his actions. And that is the end of the Spider-Man 4 movie. We are going to go ahead and move on to the next movie in the phase, which is a pretty long one, so the camera might cut off. I'll just add it in, which is Thor: Clash of the Eternals. Movie starts with Thor still captured on the Eternal ship and is confronted by the Eternal Druig. Druig explains to Thor who they are and insults him by being the second class being due to the Asgardians are where they are because of the Eternals. Thor thanks Druig for the mind game and summons his strength. He escapes from the alive ship of the Eternals and beats down Druig. Druig, a master of mind manipulation, is overpowered and outclassed by Thor. Thor summons his hammer but doesn't come, so Thor uses his environment of the ship itself as a weapon. Majority of the movie is Thor running into Eternals and learning more and more about their weaknesses. He runs into Gilgamesh, outsmarts him, runs into Sprite, and Athena outwits them. Thor then runs into Icarus, and the one-on-one battle rages for about 10 minutes until it's interfered by Circe, Phastos, Makai, and Ajax. Thor reminds them who they're dealing with, which Ajax knows exactly who Thor is. They kept him alive and captured him as a battery for their ship, but this gives Thor a chance. Surrender or live as a battery. Thor grows in anger, and now that the ship has entered Earth's skies, he summons his lightning and destroys their ship. Thor and the Eternals fall to the ground and fights them. During this fight, Thor summons his hammer the battle and battles the Eternals to a stalemate. Thor kills Druig out of self-defense, which angers the Eternals more. Thor escapes capturing Sprite. Ajak would then give the order to complete the mission by any means necessary. Movie ends with Sprite telling Thor the Eternals' mission: eliminate all deviants from existence, also revealing it is Earth's mutants. Post-credit scene. Doctor Doom and Latveria and his scientists experimenting on Thor's hammer until the hammer suddenly awakens and bursts out the lab. End credit scene. Doom holds a holographic meeting showing he's talking to King T'Challa, Reed Richards, and Storm. Doctor Doom warns them about an upcoming threat to not only the mutants, but the world. Doom reveals he's been tracking all the heroes and villains of the world and found an anomaly: ancient beings called the Eternals. T'Challa cares less to hear this because his duty is to Wakanda. If the Eternals threatens them, they will be ready. Storm takes offense to this, reminding the king of their togetherness back in the Ultron War, and she is also Wakandan too. The king holds his tongue and apologizes. Reed tells Doom we're all with you and how they plan to defend themselves. The Avengers are gone. The X-Men are in danger. The so-called Fantastic Four are in the dark. But the Illuminati will protect all. And that is the end of Thor, Clash of the Eternals. How are we feeling about this movie? How are we feeling about Spider-Man 4? And how are we feeling about the Fantastic Four? Phase 2 rages on, guys. We're getting very, very close to the end because I'm just knocking these out the park, as I said. Let me know in the comment section down below. Like this up, share it to all your Marvel fans, and I'll see you guys in the next one.